what we're gonna do today, we're gonna unlock Penelope. Penelope Half Pint. We got Caddy Bree, who was our flex champ. We got Gale already. So we're gonna unlock Penelope. We have some favor, so we have a good amount of favor. We have now E13 favor. I don't really need to push for favor. So I can just do a, what we call a, like a gold find party. Caddy Bree is going to be better now than Minsk. We now have a swap for Minsk, which makes me happy. Caddy Bree is a much better champion. This. Create a ticket to report them? You wouldn't get banned. You didn't do anything wrong, right? So that shouldn't be a thing. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that part. All right. I mean, usually what happens when they ban someone, it's because they're doing something that negatively affects other players. So that could be they're running too many server calls. They're doing something that's speeding the game up that's causing massive amounts of server calls that's ruining things for other people. Stuff like that. That's usually what they've stated before will get you banned. Um, so if that's not, so it's not about. It's not usually about, oh, you went in and did trials and did an outrageous amount of damage, and we're banning you and your team. Like that's not how that usually goes. Oh, no community Q&A stream this morning. Oh, well, I wasn't able to catch it anyway. Oops. Oops. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's like if they wanted to know, in my opinion, if CNE cared about high damage dealers, like people abusing high damage exploits, all they'd have to do is run a data pull from trials and look at the damage outputs on day one and then ban everybody over what they think is reasonable, right? So that's their I put that on them. I put that on them. But you can do whatever you want. You know. Gale shocked me today. I did Evil to the Core for Elminster E40 debuff. That's wow. Wow. How did I reduce the Dark Urge ultimate to 10 seconds? It was from Caddy alone. It was the variant rules. Caddy alone, she gets triple attack speed and 10-second ultimates. And what it is it's not just her, it's just everyone in the formation. Yeah, I mean, everybody thought it would be just for Caddy Bree, but the reality is it's placed on anyone in the formation. But we never knew that before because, or I didn't know that before because before you could only put Caddy in the formation. Not true anymore. We're just gonna go to 50 and bounce because we don't need nothing from these people. Yeah, Rosie's work that way too. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. That's what I wanted to test: is do I get the same scenario out of it? Ooh, we got gems. We got gems for a gold chest. Thank you. Give me no. We're a couple away. Yeah. Gold find. Okay. Nope. Let's open up these. Oh, nope. I didn't want to do that yet, but that's fine. We got a bracer for Caddy Break. I forgot. I got to get Penelope first. I mean, technically, it'd be fine. We need like 6. I'd need 18. We're missing a few. Yeah. We're going to be a few short. I'm getting gear in everybody. So maybe. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to pop my bounties. Is that all I had? That's all I had. Dang. Ooh, I got blacksmithing contracts though. Hey, Briv. There you go. Dang it. It's not where it's supposed to go, Briv. Put it in the right place, Briv. That's better. But only one, really? Fine. Fine. I have no idea, Dice. I haven't used Gale yet. Looks like these pre-stack debuffs. Enjoy them while you can. People are seeing, like, when you complete some of these tiers and you get a pre-stack debuff for a mopping champion, it's turning in serious numbers. Maybe that's what's going on with Gale. It should be a thing on Gale. Yeah, the spec for not eligible. I mean, if you can have a lot of people not eligible, it can get pretty big. But the number there looked like the number started base pretty low, so you've got to have a super high number to really get it to take off. Yeah, and I think that's the thing. It's the tier buffs, right? Maybe, yeah, because that's 400% to those spec choices, and it should be pre-stack, which is the huge way. So, yeah. But apparently they did this with Narak too, and it's throwing Narak through the roof for people that use Narak. So I didn't even look at what County Breeze are. Hold on. Oh, more crit chance? Okay. Mark for death, push forward. Yeah, that'll be fine. Tools for the job. That's pre-stack, right? Well, no, because it. Well, yeah, no, that should pretend. Well, we don't know because it doesn't tell us. The spec choice one on tier 4 is pre-stack though. I believe. Thanks. I forgot my own code. I appreciate that. I always do. Yeah. I get. Oh, we just got a few. Gonna have to make some good decisions about which. Oh, as an ad break comes in, which champions to go to push through. Like, I don't know if we should be able to get some tier 2 done again because of favor. Where's the Caddy Alone variant? In in the Caddy Breeze event. You have to do Caddy Breeze event. Caddy Alone is her third variant. Kind of like Bee Stingers Unleashed. So if you didn't catch the Dev Insights yesterday, kind of did my partial commentary in the Discord as usual. I found it interesting. People were asking about like when are you gonna like can we get pigments on the Lego Dismantle, which is something that's been bandied about. And Justin actually came out and said something pretty interesting to me, and it's that he's trying to figure out a way to get rid of legendary dismantles completely, to make it so that like you wouldn't want to move things around. Like you just want to put legendary effects on someone and leave them. He didn't mention any exactly how that would work yet. He may not know. It's just maybe something he's trying to just find a way through. Um, but he doesn't like the idea of creating work for people. Like he feels like you just and then every time they come up, feels like you got to move stuff around and like they don't want to do that. Have Lego? Oh God, no! But to do that, they'd have to nerf them all through the floor. Uh, but yeah, so that's something he's trying to think about for the Trials and Forge rework. I'm guessing. The toggle for event boons is being worked on, um, and it should happen soon. David wanted to say next build, but he couldn't guarantee that. Um, and there's a better layout coming for these event buffs. So like you can hover and then it'll stay up and you'll be able to like sub hover like this. You know how you can like this, how you can sub hover. They're gonna try to turn it into something like that. And that should come with at the same time as the event boon toggle. Justin's going to check on healing pigments on whether they function for temp HP shields. He thinks they should. because it's a healing effect, but he wasn't entirely certain. And they've had people working on, somebody who's been working on performance improvements for other platforms to try to improve, like, you know, on mobile and console, I'm guessing, because that apparently is what's been holding back adding another party, because every party you have is a hit on your performance, right? Because the game is then having to calculate stuff for that party too. So once they can get that rolled out, then we'll probably see another background party after that. Yeah. That was the major stuff. That was the major stuff from yesterday. I mean, anytime they improve performance overall, it should improve performance on potatoes. But the thing about potatoes by definition are computers that don't meet the min spec requirements, right? So, you know, kind of is what it is. Yeah, I'm not sure. I like. I'm trying to like wrap my head around how you would be something that you wouldn't want to move while still maintaining, power. Like, because if they nerf legendaries, I mean, I'm not like I'll take a nerf. I'll take an appropriate nerf whenever they want to hand one out. I'm not the player that rages over that stuff. Uh, like I was upset that they massacred my boy, but they did it to Hitch. I lived through it. They did it to Iraq. My problem with Iraq now is the ultimate, right? Um, and I have it on good authority that the ultimate is something they want to work on, but they just haven't had time. Like with the guide, the collection, and the guide quests coming right, and then getting followed right up by events 2.0. They just haven't had a chance. Um, yeah, but it is still very much on the to-do list. But yeah, so I mean, but like how I don't know how you would. Like, you're trying to think about legendary effects, like how to change them without just pissing so many people off. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Well, I mean, power squishing them down is. I mean, it's a nerf either way. It's a nerf if you're going to take the power down, whether you actually remove levels from it and refund scales or just shrink it. I mean, it's a kind of 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other, right? Uh, yeah, I think it's one of those situations where I feel like they kind of backed themselves into a corner, making legendary effects all damage based. They did it because it was easier at the time, but it's not just because something's easy doesn't mean it's the right way to do things, right? to, or the other way around. Just because something's difficult doesn't mean it shouldn't be done. And coming up with legendary effects that did other things would have been a very good idea. I think the things that we know that they've talked about for like the trials rework, again, we don't know none of this is firm until it's actually in the game. But they've talked about Justin has commented that he wants to get rid of Bahamut chess completely. Has said that he wants to get rid of the jury, right? Your assault party. I think both of those things would be positive changes to the game. Because one implies you don't have to deal with scrolls, but you also don't have to deal with vials. You could just do your trial, is what it sounds like. I mean, that's an implication on my part, though. Not having jury duty means you're not losing a champion all week. You lose the buffs, but I don't think they're necessary for completing trials. People absolutely destroy trials. So was it so there was a brief distortion? Is it when I was loud, like I coughed or something? Is that when it was? Yeah, no scrolls, no vials, only trials. Yeah. Seemed random. I don't like random. I don't like random. I mean, look, a legendary effect that buffs Tortle DPS. I mean, that's fantastic for Gromma. What are you talking about? Do I need to run Gromma DPS again? Swamp Spectacular all over again? I don't think the Crockle can be an internet thing because it's not happening to. I mean, there shouldn't be any reason it's happening in my house. I just ran a brand new cat cable. It's amazing. I ran lots of tests on upload, download, no interruptions, no problems. Super mega high upload speed now. Uh, yeah. Hey, Babylon. I really think I feel like it's coming off. Like if I go really high, did it crackle then? Did that do it? I was trying to force it. It didn't? That rules out peaking. That rules out the audio peak. Wow. I don't know. This isn't even connected with the same kind of cable. This came with its own cable. It's a whole different thing. This is a USB mic. The other one was, there was I had ran it through uh, like a preamp and had to do all the stuff, and this is much simpler. So it's not even connected the same. I think it's OBS. I really do think it's OBS. Oh, let me do a quick search. Interesting. People have reported some of this crackling. Hold on. Folks, I'm reading some troubleshooting. I don't know. So that thread said it came down to an audio encoder, which wouldn't be great. Wouldn't be great. Oh, hey, we finished it. Sorry. Let's get out of here. Okay. We have all three champions.